Are you struggling to get your Cordova app running on the Android emulator? You're not alone. Many developers face this frustrating issue, but today we're going to tackle it together. I completely understand how disheartening it can be when you've set everything up, and yet the emulator just won't cooperate. It's a common hurdle for many developers, and you're definitely in the right place to find a solution. Here's the situation. One user recently asked, "Why is my Cordova app not running on the Android emulator?" They mentioned that they installed Android Studio, created a Cordova application, and when they tried to run it, they encountered an error. Sound familiar? Let's dive into this together. So what could be causing this issue? It often boils down to configuration problems, missing dependencies, or even emulator settings. We'll break it down step by step to help you identify the root cause. And stick around. I have a crucial tip at the end that could save you a lot of time and frustration when working with emulators. To begin resolving this issue, the user should ensure that the Android emulator is properly configured. First, they need to check if the emulator is running and accessible. Next, the user should confirm that the Android Debug Bridge, or ADB, is functioning correctly. They can do this by running a command in the terminal. If the emulator is not listed, the user may need to restart the ADB server. This can be done with a simple command. If the issue persists, the user should check for any updates to the Android SDK and ensure that all components are up to date. This can help resolve compatibility issues. Finally, if the user continues to experience problems, they can try creating a new emulator instance with different settings. This can sometimes resolve underlying issues. Fun fact, did you know that the first Android emulator was released in 2007? It has come a long way since then, but sometimes it still has its quirks. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. One user faced a similar issue with their emulator and found a workaround. They switched from using the Nexus 5 with Oreo or Nougat to the Galaxy Nexus with Lollipop. This change allowed their Cordova app to run without any modifications. That's the end of that answer. Let's see another perspective. An alternative solution provided by another user is to edit your virtual device settings. They recommend going into the advanced settings and unchecking the multi-core CPU option. This adjustment worked for them. Here's the crucial tip I promised. Always keep your Android SDK and emulator updated. This simple habit can prevent many issues down the line. And there you have it. With these steps, you should be able to get your Cordova app running on the Android emulator. Remember, keeping your tools updated is key. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.